Why is language learning so hard for people when they get older? Why isn't it just natural and fun? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, and I want to take some inspiration from children. As you guys know, I've been staying in a postpartum clinic because my wife recently gave birth to our new little boy. His name is Ray, and I take care of Ray during the nights and intersperse that with my studies, with my exercise, making some videos like this one. It's 3 a.m. now, I'm having a coffee. This is kind of like my after lunch time, 3 a.m. right now. Had lunch, took care of Ray for a while, now I'm having a coffee. It's in some kind of like a baby measuring cup that I found here in the room. But I hope you guys are doing well too, wherever you are, and you'll be seeing more of little Ray. And I want to take some inspiration actually from my older child, Elisa, who's 3. She's the inspiration behind this video today because she often reminds me of how open-minded and curious we are as children, which enables us to absorb languages so easily and so quickly and so happily. So one thing that will sometimes happen with her is I'll be reading her some children's book, and there'll be some colorful words in there, some big words in there. Sometimes I try to simplify the language if the book's quite beyond her level. I just make the stories a little bit more simple. And we turn through the pages. Sometimes there'll be something in the picture and she says, what's that? Or what's this? Let's take an example, like the word stethoscope, which she was saying in the recent weeks. She said, what's that? And I was thinking, oh, well, that was in the story, but I kind of glossed over it because I thought that word was kind of going to throw you for a loop, and you wouldn't know what it means. We'd kind of get bogged down talking about it. But no, when I introduce or tell her a new word, she latches onto it right away and she starts to repeat it and use it in daily life. See, she doesn't have any idea about what's difficult, what words are hard, which words are impractical, which words are boring, which words are fun and cool. She has no sense of all that. I think that's part of the problem with us when we get older is we measure in our mind, is this going to be a word that is going to pay off for me? Is this going to be a word that is practical? Is this going to be a word that I can readily start to deploy and use in my daily life? So we already missed out on our learning opportunity. We're practicing to keep our mind closed and our ears closed. So we don't have a chance to learn. I believe if we can practice and mimic the open-mindedness and the curiosity of children, we can absorb much more. And I can give you another quick example about this. So in my life, as I have traveled around China, I've always kept my ears open wherever I went. I was eager to chat with local people as I could and learn sort of like local slang or local keywords. And sometimes young Chinese people would say to me, what are you doing? You're wasting your time because you should just focus on Mandarin. Nobody pays attention to these local languages anymore, and they're dying out, and nobody uses them. They're not used in school. They're not used for business. They're not used. And I would say, but I think they're really interesting. I find them really interesting. And there were moments where a local person would say a certain word or say a bit of slang in my presence with other friends or like some of these same young people, and I actually knew what it meant and could reply, and they didn't catch it. And they were like, wow, how did you know that? And we don't know that. We're Chinese. So the thing is, like, do you still have a mind that's capable of being awestruck? Do you still have a mind that is just so open to learning wherever you are living? Do you pay attention to what you're encountering and absorb it and make it a part of you? So that's my little lesson for you today, is let's put the creativity and the imagination and the curiosity back into the learning. That's what I want to try to do with these games that I'm creating, and all the work that you can see me doing on social media. I have always felt that language learning is something like a magical journey. It's an adventure. Whether it's in your native language or a foreign language, is the same. I try to keep my mind really open to all of that, and I love to learn new things, new words, new concepts. And I love to play this game I've designed heading into language land, even in my own native language of English, and I plan to use it with my children once they get a little bit older. They're not quite there yet. Elisa's 3, and little Ray, he's a newborn. But I'm looking forward to doing that more in the future with them. Okay, I hope this idea helps you. And to make a long story short, don't be, the older you get, the more open-minded you need to become. You need to recapture that youthful quality of just learning anything that comes your way, just being like a sponge. That's a great metaphor that people like to use. Okay, I'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye for now.